Hi there, hello. I really wish my camera would adjust. Stop getting mad at me, camera. Let's see. Will this help? Sorry, my camera's freaking out. Hopefully it stops. Maybe if I go like this. Hi everybody, welcome. I just got done filming, well, minus some things. I was just testing out some other additional items, but I just got done filming a tutorial on how to do that. So I'll hopefully be posting that sometime tomorrow. And then I do have my watercolors out because I haven't done watercolor in a while, but I'll start here and see how it goes. I know that's what most people show up for, is the digital painting parts. Now, what am I doing, you ask? I have no idea. Maybe I'll make a pattern today, like a holiday pattern. I'm going to make this gray. I just think it's a little easier on the eyes and the camera. Hi everybody, welcome. Hello, hello. Clear this. Let's get rid of... This probably looks really unappetizing as colors. I was doing Christmas lights earlier using the luminance, and when you use the blues, they're nice and bright, and the green. Here. How's everybody doing? I am attempting, we'll see. I'm going to attempt to, I think I want to use these colors. I'm going to attempt to make a pattern. So the last pattern I made was this one. And that one had a couple of different background options. Hi everybody. So yeah, I'm going to see if I can do something with a pattern. If you're just now joining, thank you so much. Appreciate the support. I just filmed, before coming live, a tutorial on how to create this. I show you how to make your own brush, which is right here. So I teach you how to make this brush, and then how to utilize the brush afterwards. So this is kind of an idea of what that brush can look like. So my goal is to edit that video tonight and tomorrow, and hopefully I will have it out by tomorrow evening. And in the meantime, I'm going to make designs, question mark. I really am in the mood to make mistletoe, so I'm just going to do mistletoe to start. I'm just going to start there. So the brush that I like to use for a lot of my designs is under inking. It's called Inka. However, you can obviously use, so let me show you. The reason why I like Inka is for the texture. And I like that when I draw on it, I get like some neat brush strokes. And I also like the way that it looks when I blend it or smudge, depending on what you want to call the tool. But I like that when I smudge it, I still get texture within the brush. So usually that is my preference for doing like stylized illustration. But if you like cleaner lines, then I would suggest using something like monoline. I do have one that's amended where it has like a, that's probably difficult to see. Let me do a darker color, sorry. Where it has more tapered lines. I do need to take down the stabilization a bit. But monoline is just a really consistent line, and this can be really nice for clean line work if that's what your style is more like. I'm just taking a sip of my drink. Give me 1 second. Some quick examples before we get into it. I used Inca to design stuff like this. So Inca brush is the brush of choice. Takes up most of it. You can see the texture that it leaves behind. However, a lot of things you can, like this was also painted with Inca, and you can see it has more detail. It doesn't have to be a simplistic, so it's very versatile. You know what? I just thought of something else I want to do. But that's okay. We'll start with I said I was going to do mistletoe, so I'll start there. And I'm going to do this. It's not a green. It's a little more blue. I'm not really sure what to call it. I am curious. What do they call this color? I don't know if any, I just recently, like I remember this from like years ago and then forgot about it, but if you do the cards, it tells you the quote unquote names. Like they're not perfect names, like these are both red orange, but so we're looking at a blue-green here. So I'm going to grab the blue-green, go back to my Inca brush, and I'm going to create just some lines where I plan to have like leaves coming down. Okay, I might just, no, don't erase. Let me just fill this out just a touch here. Okay, so on a new layer, you can do something as simple as, and I want to do like this rosy colored pink. We could do something as simple as like this. We could do something that's like more elaborate with folds. We'd have to go in and add shading. I'm just trying to get like the shape down, the foundational shape. I'll start with something like this. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so we're using this color. I also want to choose a color that's a little bit lighter, and a good way to make sure that you're staying in the same color range and not accidentally going too gray or too bright. So when you select this color, you just use these sliding scales here, so you don't want to touch the color. And if you move this, the black and white, you will be going along the, right, I think it's this one. Yeah, up and down, sorry. So you'll be going vertically, which is what I would like. I want to stay right here in the center area, so I either want to be a brighter or a darker version of this color. When we slide this one, we start getting into warmer and cooler colors, which is totally fine, but you have to definitely be prepared to work that. So I'm going to start with doing a little bit darker down here. And underneath the bow, I'm going to add a new layer on top of the stem, if you would like to call it that. And I'm just going to make almost like teardrop shapes. just to start. You don't want to do too many. We are going to add other teardrop leaf shapes, but in different colors. Another thing that I do like about using this brush and this style is that it doesn't call for like perfection. And I like that I can just draw and not get too hung up on whether it looks perfect. Like, I don't mind that that's not perfectly rounded out. This one, however, does bother me, so hypocrisy for the win. Okay, and already I can tell this pink is too saturated. So it's like a coral. So I'm going to select this layer, and then I'm going into adjustments, hue, saturation, and brightness, and I'm going to take the saturation down. Okay, now so we just added this layer here. I'm going to select this, which is layer 3, do the plus, so now we have a layer 4, where I can add additional leaves. I'm going back to my initial stem color, and now, last time I went down, I'm going to go up to sample a color, so I'm going to go up, I'll put that one there, and now I'm going to draw on this layer some other leaves. It's okay if they overlap. How's everyone doing today, by the way? Okay, so now I'm going back to the stem. I'm going to add a layer there. And I'm going to pick one more color that is even lighter than this one that we just did, so even lighter. And I might even have it be a little bit more desaturated, so more towards the gray, less towards the vibrant green. And these will be, and even that looks too vibrant. I might even have to take that even more down. I will adjust it after. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to bring it beneath the stem, so that way I don't want them to stand out too much, but I do want them just sort of peeking out here and there. And I feel like, so going back to the stem layer, which is this one, I'm going to put one more stem, I guess, added, and then I'm going to just paint in a couple of leaves. Alright, I chose that next color, which is that one, so you can also just hold it down like that. I'm on that layer, And now I can color it in. Going to the layer at the back, sampling the color, and now I can draw this color back here. And I don't like how close they are there, so I'm going to just change where I'm putting it, maybe one back here and maybe one up here. Alright, and I might even have one there. Okay, so now we can go back to this dark layer, and actually I'm going to go here first, which is the light color in the back, and I'm going to adjust it. So I'm going to take the saturation down even more. I can make them darker, I can make them lighter. I'm kind of liking this lighter right now, so I'll go with that right there. Now we can add, using, let's see, which color do I want to use? Let's use like a pinkish color. So I'm going to use this pinkish color to be the foundation for like the berries, I think they're called, for the mistletoe. It's like a very, very light pink. Huh. Okay. So then at this point, I have a couple choices. I'm going to, I think, I'm going to see what this color, the dark like rose coral. Sorry, I just tapped on the water. I'm going to see how it does as the detail. I think that looks nice. Okay, so I'm going to combine those two layers, so now the berries and their details are all the same. I'm no longer enjoying the shape of this bow, but I like the color, so I'll keep the color, but I will just do And I'm going to real quick take off the clipping mask. I'm going to try changing that color to this instead. I like that, I think. So I'll change those back and then clipping mask. Okay, so I'm just going to combine because I like the way this looks. So I will place it over here while I make other designs. I'm going to, I think, make a present. I'm going to grab this color. And if you guys have any questions or things you want to talk about, by all means, bring them up. I'm just going to make sure that this color is the color that I actually want to go with. Kind of like that light one. The only other option would be like this dark. That one. I like the lighter color. I'll try the darker color, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to go with this lighter color. Not like that. Alright. Just so it gets any parts that I missed. Alright, so now we have a present. Give me 5 seconds, guys. Oh, I remember. I also wanted to make a candy cane. So I'll start with this like lighter pink color. Okay, I accidentally put them on the same layer, so all I'm going to do is I'm going to do freehand from the selection tool. I'm going to go around, select, use 3 fingers, swipe down, do cut and paste, and now they're on separate layers. Now on this candy cane, I'm going to use Alpha Lock and make sure I have that color still on Inka, and now I can just draw directly on top here. Oh, this is like the worst part. Did I almost do it? Kinda, hopefully-ish. Okay, taking off the alpha lock. So now I have a candy cane. I'll put that there for now. Find something to put there. I want to have a variety of shapes so that I can make a bunch of different types of backgrounds. So we'll see what happens. I also feel like this is going to need brown somewhere, and I could be wrong, but I feel like brown needs to be part of the, however, this brown is not the right one. More of a gray. I feel like that is a good color. Hopefully I'm right. We'll find out eventually. Okay, so I'm gonna clear, and I'm gonna just do a couple of like berries, like some twigs with berries on it. And I'm wondering, can I get away with like a dark red? Let's find out. Probably will have to adjust the color a little bit. I think I like it as is, although maybe this would be more appropriate. I think I'll go with this one. I'm also going to duplicate this candy cane. I'm going to flip it horizontally, and I'm going to put it over here. And I'm going to see if I can use that color. Threshold down, please. Thank you. Okay. I'm also wondering if I need to put it on this part. Okay. Going back to my berries. Make sure I'm on the right layer and that I have the right color. And now I'm just going to add more berries. I can always add in more of the branches once I have the berries down, but this will sort of give us an idea of how we want it to look. All right, going to the layer underneath that, I'm going back to the stem, selecting the branch color, and then drawing in where I feel it's necessary. I might put one here. Okay. Go back to, I really need to select that color, delete this one. And go back to this color. Let's see, right here maybe. Okay. Maybe I can even put like one here. Ugh, I accidentally put them all in the same layer. It's fine. I don't feel like undoing all of that, so I won't. Alright, going back to the stem. Alright, good enough. I'm going to select this light grayish pink and use that as the highlight on the berries or the detail. I haven't decided yet, but I might put some of this color. Let's combine those. Okay. I might put some like snow, maybe. Okay. And now I'll put this over here for now. And I'm going to look up just stuff for inspiration so I can think of what on earth, like I can think maybe a wreath. Kind of want to do a deer. Can I pull that off? Maybe. Oh, I should probably do a holly, not a holly. My gosh. Why can't I think of wood? Poinsettia. There we go. I did it. Took me forever, but I did it. also want to do this and I looked up for a half a second and then I was like, oh, I'm not erasing. I don't know how I feel about this yet. I may or may not keep it. For now, I'll go like this. I'm gonna try one more time in a slightly different style though. I'm also gonna try just real quick, see what would happen if I got rid of some of this. Okay, delete that, hide that. Start with this. Don't like that. So I will get rid of this part. I will consider maybe on the under, maybe I can put a few of these in there. Okay, I think I like this design now. I think it fits with the rest better. So I will combine those. And now you can see the difference between one design and the other. This could be fine for a different style, but I don't know that this style necessarily fits here as well as this one. I think. As I second guess myself, it's fine. All right, put that there. Accidentally put them on the same layer again. Boop. Not good as it was. Okay. So I'm wondering if maybe I need to move this one actually back and then add in petal, petal. Hi guys, welcome. Hi, hello, welcome. How are you? I'm still deciding on designing elements, so bear with me as I do this. Okay, those together, and then maybe. Okay. Let's see if making this a little bit lighter or darker will help. So if we do it lighter, here's what it looks like. Nope, that's not what I was. Here we go. And if we do it black, here's what it looks like. And if we do like a medium gray to light gray, I'm going to go with like this color here, so it's easier for my eyes in designing. And let's see, is that on a new layer? No, it is not. Now I just have to figure out what design I want on this. What do I want on this? Okay, put that together. Now I need to decide. I think hi there, welcome. How are ya? I'll go like this. And then I will do fan, so I'm gonna try the red. I still feel like that's too dark, so I might do this one. That's, I think, the best color. I'm well, thank you. I'm good. I'm still not liking that, so maybe I'll try a green. I'll figure this out eventually. Better, I think. What else? What else? Yes. Okay. All right, I like the idea in theory. It's just not coming out right, so I'm gonna try it one more time. Hello, how are you? Okay, let's start by putting a mark for where I would like. Okay. So mostly worked. I'm just going to repaint these two, specifically more this one though. Oh, you're so sweet. It'll happen. I trust in time it'll happen. There's there's a lot of different people out there, lots of different, like interests. People may not be in the mood for like holiday stuff yet, and I'm not, I'm definitely not the only artist out there. So it'll happen. I will find the people that like my art in time. I'm still deciding on the design of this, so forgive me as I mess around with it. If I do, okay, can't do that. But I can do this. And then I can do that. Okay. Sorry for the shaky camera. add this detail, and then I'll consider this snowflake done. And then I can also do like little ones next to it. Okay, put those together. There we go. Alrighty, I'm going to do another ornament, but with different colors and a different shape, I think. I'm going to do this, I think. Okay, I'm going to do, I think, this color up here. And then, oh, this is, there we go, come on. And then doing a clipping mask and probably do similar design to that one, or some, do I sell something like simpler? Do I maybe just do something that's like simple, like lines? And then I can do like maybe dots along the line. I'll go with this for now. I can always change it. I'm going to start with this as the background color of a tree. See if I can pull off a tree. Which way? Does anybody here have a preference, this way or the other way? That's because I'm not on the right color, that is why. I think I like this way. I think I like this way better. Right, I'm gonna see if I want to add, do I want to add ornaments? Like just plain ornaments like that, or do I want to do like snow? I think the simpler one is better. I think I'll go with that. Okay. Well, I think I have the start of what could be a pattern. For those of you who aren't around for my other patterns, I did this one a couple days ago. There's a tutorial for it with different backgrounds. And that was fun. So I will probably turn these elements into a pattern as well. Just not tonight. That takes more time, and my brain, I don't think, can handle that. But before I go, I might do just one thing in watercolor, because I've been wanting to use watercolor for a while. Well, I guess I could do it here. I'm going into the calligraphy brushes and doing blotchy, and one I can create some lines like I did with mistletoe. If there's any parts of it that I'm not like a huge fan of, or it just has like a wonky thing going on, I can try using this back, but I do feel like it can end up blurring it a lot, and I like keeping the texture. So I sometimes will use chalk instead, because it keeps a lot of the texture still intact. so that when you zoom out, it looks, I think, pretty natural. So if you didn't like these lines, you can always just smudge them out a touch so they look less like defined. I'm going to move that down to the center area. And now I'll do the darker one to start. I'm going to use blotchy. So I'm going for more of a watercolor look. And I'm trying not to get hung up on the details. I love details, don't get me wrong, and there's definitely some pieces that I will spend a lot of time on. But I have just found that I used to spend just way too much time getting hyper focused on details that when you like zoom out, no one notices or sees. And it also ends up being, I think, not healthy for my mind, at least, because it ends up making it like a perfectionist attempt, and there's just no such thing. And majority of the artists that I watch and I enjoy their work from, if you actually zoom in and look closer at their work, you'll notice like their work isn't perfect. It's not perfectly rendered, unless, because there are a few out there that I really like that are hyper realists. Like that's their actual style, is to be that detailed and to get all those details in there. But these watercolor type designs, these look really, really nice on cards. Like you could make the design and then print it. It also looks really nice for like gift tags. Okay, so some have design in them that I don't want, so I can go in and I can soften them up a bit. Also remember with watercolor, you know, stuff bleeds, so it's okay if it has, you know, stuff like that. I actually don't prefer that, but I'm just saying if that happens, it's okay. And if you want it to be more realistic, you can go back to that blotchy and have it sort of blend out softer like that. And then I would still use the chalk to try and bring in some texture here, like there's paper, textured watercolor paper. Okay, I'm going to go onto a new layer, and I'm going to draw this color on top because it'll help take out some of that dark. If I tried to do that on the same layer, it wouldn't have worked, or at least not the same way. So you see me coloring and it's not doing anything, and I'm still using that same color, but it's already, like if you think of it treated as watercolor, like me putting a light color in there isn't going to do much other than continue to sort of darken that area. But if I go to a new layer and use a lighter color, I can lighten it up a bit like this. And if I need to, I can smudge it like that. And there might even be a better brush than the one I'm using. I'm just trying to stick inside the calligraphy. So using blotchy and then chalk. Better one probably would be in charcoals, either burnt tree or charcoal block. Maybe compress. Try the 6B compress. Let's make sure. Okay, so it's no, not draw it. Smudge. Okay. This one also works well. Just depends how you want to use it. The eraser that I like to use is Inca. It gives you textured lines, but it also gives you like crisp texture. So if there's anything like this that you'd want to clean up, oh, it's because there's, hold on, let's combine the layers. I could go in here and erase without the line being perfect. Versus if I were using like an airbrush, like hard airbrush or even like medium, any of those, if I go to erase something, it's a very stark line, which is fine if that's what you're going for, like really crisp. Again, I do like the defined eraser of the Inca, but I do like that it has some texture so it doesn't do perfectly straight line. Back to the blotchy. There we go. Like here, we can try other, they have like other brushes that we could use. Under painting, they do have a watercolor brush somewhere. I'm not a fan of their watercolor though, but it does smudge it. I'm just not a fan of the way that it smudges. Under artistic, they have this thing called Wild Light, and Wild Light has texture in it, and it does have, I'm going to reset it, so it has some texture, almost like canvas, and then it also has sort of like a softer painting edge, so this one can be used. I would definitely take down the opacity though. Also, if you are looking to, like, if you want to smudge these out but you don't want them to go all over the place, one option, if I can do it, would be to put this on Alpha Lock and then, nope, I forgot. What you could do though, so duplicate and then clipping mask, and then you can start trying to move around some of the colors. I don't think it's going to work with this now. Ignore that. I've been able to do it with just not this, it's the transparent brush, and that just doesn't work well for this type of like smudging situation. And then I'm going to take really, really dark green. I'm going to put it on a new layer though. So on a new layer, I'm getting the dark green and I'm putting it where, like if we were using watercolor, typically it tends to pull right around where it would, like if this line, the stem was still wet, and then we painted this, and then we dropped in a color, a darker color, it would spread up into this area. So I'm trying to think of it the same way that I would with actual watercolor. Of course, I could do something down here and do the opposite, that's also possible, or create more of an outline. So I'm just going to use my eraser and just get rid of anything I don't really want. For smudging, I'm just going to take the brush down in size so it's easier to control where it's going. If I wanted to, I could also add in just a little bit of like warmth. So I might do something like this. I don't know that I'll keep it, but just to show you guys options. So I could put some like warmer colors in there. I could also do more white as well. So on a new layer, I can go like this and get rid of, you know, some of the paint color. I can also make it look like there's some lines like blooming. And I can blend it in if I want. You could also try playing around with the blending modes. See what you can get out of them. Sometimes they have some like nice changes, unexpected like options. Like that's neat. And you could lighten it. It doesn't have to be that dark. So anyways. Another option too is you can select the individual areas and you can change each leaf if you want so that there's more variety. And you can also adjust the saturation. So, you know, with watercolor, when we're painting, each stroke is a little bit different. Even if you're using, you know, the same color, it doesn't always dry and show up as vibrant as some of the other brush strokes. So having variety will make it look, I think, more realistic. I will do this for this piece. Let's see, no, not that. Okay, I'm gonna put these into a group so we have the originals in case I mess anything up. But here, if I combine these, I can get rid of these lines that are standing out and making it not look as natural. Oh, hello. Hi. Oh no, I've been on for, let's see, 90 minutes. So I've been on a little while. How are you? Welcome, welcome. Okay, I am going to, I'm gonna use these. So with mistletoe, there we go. The berries are typically white, to to my knowledge from what I've seen. So I'm going to start with this beige color. I'm so late. Oh, thank you. It's supposed to be mistletoe. I saw a bunch of like I was just looking at inspiration today and I saw a bunch of mistletoe and I'm like, I want to paint mistletoe. So here I am. And now that I have these down, I can go to a new layer. I'm going to select the lighter color, which is sort of a cream beige. It's not quite white. And then I'm going to draw on top and lighten up some of the areas. If you want to try white, which I am going to do, let's see how this looks. I like that better, I think. So I'm gonna undo, there we go, and do the white on top. And the reason why I didn't start with white is A, we're already on white, but B, this brush doesn't show up very well because it is the white anyways. And moving it around waters it down, so. Oh my gosh, you got it, you bought it. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Yes, I love your commitment. Yes. Oh, I hope you enjoy it. I really do. I hope it's amazing and life-changing. I feel like everyone so far that I have recommended it to that has read it liked it. So I feel like at least somewhat certain that there's hope that you'll like it. But obviously everyone has their own like preferences, you know? But it sounds like we like similar things. So excited. So excited I was willing to mark my page. Okay, I'm going to real quick. I think there needs to be a leaf right here. So I shall select that, and I will go like this. And then I will combine that. And now just let this. Oh yes, so this brush is, sorry, I was going to physically paint watercolor and then I was like, that's a lot of effort. Even though I quite literally I have all my supplies ready, but I'm like, ugh, gotta move them. So I'm using, under calligraphy, I'm using blotchy. And it's, technically it's amended. So I'll duplicate it real quick and I'll reset so you can see what it looks like. There's really not much. Honestly, I couldn't even tell you what the difference is at this point. I'm sure I messed with like one or two minor things on it, maybe the size of it or something. Let's see. So that was the original blotchy, and here's the blotchy that I amended. Okay, so that's the difference. The difference is I made it so that it's thinner. So on this, I imagine, let's see, I'm going to look at stroke properties here. So 6%, let's see what this says over here. That's 6%. Okay, so then the question is, where, oh where? Is it under taper? Dynamics. Maybe. I'll figure it out because now I'm curious. I'm like, what did I specifically do to this? Nope, that's good. Yeah, that maybe, but I don't think that's it either. -68. -68. Okay. Look at us learning together. Okay, still, so it's not this one. Okay, I'm gonna stick in the original, and I'm just gonna check out each one and just see if I can maybe not memorize, but just double check there's nothing that I'm, maybe it's in this. Scatter. Could be in scatter. Let me check. Nope, scatter. The heck did I do to this brush? I wonder if it's in this one. No, it's definitely not that. I doubt it's in grain because, okay, so it, where in the world? -68, 70, 21. That's, yep, that's how I have it. Okay, properties. These are just, that should, okay, maybe. Okay. No, I legitimately couldn't tell you to save my life, but that's fine. So we're gonna start with this one anyways. We'll just use this one because that brush is fine too. Gets the job done. So, ta-da! Right? I really wish I could figure out like what it is that I specifically did to this brush, because I really can't think of too many things other than, and that's definitely not it. That's not it. Like, we're not tapering the ends, so that's not it. Shape, maybe, but I just don't think so. Maybe I go like this. Let's try that. I don't know. It's a little closer to the brush that I had before. Oh yeah, no, you're totally welcome. Sometimes I made that brush so long ago, so I literally, like the amended version, like this one too, I have amended it. I have no clue what I changed about it. All I know is I made it. But it's been a really long time, so I, for the life of me, couldn't tell you. I think this is at 101-ish. No, not 1. God. 101. Do you really dislike me that much? That's fine. Maybe a speed size? Maybe? That seems closer. Okay, so I think, at least in this particular instance, the way that we would get similar brush to what I did before, it seems like the speed size was where it's at, even though they said they were the same. Why, I don't know. I'm gonna try and test this out. Go into dynamics, so speed size, and then versus. Yeah, definitely one way to do it. But yes, I very much like this. And you know, there's other ways too. As you know, I'm definitely not an expert. Oh, I forgot to, let me take off my notifications, or put on Do Not Disturb. Let's see. I'm gonna go into my brushes. So, oh, by the way, I just got done filming this before this live. So I will be putting out how to make this brush and the wreath, like, you know, how to utilize the brush to make the wreath essentially. So that'll be coming out hopefully tomorrow. But if we go into add, like just adding a new brush, and you know, if you go under shape, import, no, not that, cancel, sorry. Why are you doing it that way? Am I? Okay, cancel for a second here. Great. I need shape, yes, okay. Grain, okay. Oh, that's how. Sorry, it's different when I have it horizontal versus vertical. Okay, so here you would click into there. So import and then source library. And there's some pretty good shapes in here you could use for watercolor. You definitely want something that has more of like a textured edge. You could try something that has a softer textured edge, but something like this, which is blotch 1, blotch 2. You could certainly try like an ink mess or ink sponge. Any of those you could definitely give a try. So I'll just try like flat ink here. And then going into the grain, you can go to import, source library, and you have definitely could do something that's like grunge where there's texture. You could do something with like canvas. You can also, there is one, you could do rust, which is, it's textured but also has oh good, that also has some blotches on it, but there is actual paint, like stained paper blotches. This is the one I'm pretty sure they used on the brush that we've been using, so we could just select it. And this is all provided in your source library that comes with the Procreate app. And when you hit done, now we have like the beginning of a brush. Is it useful at this point? Not really, but that's, you know, that's where we start to work with it. So if we go here, we can, if you go like that versus like that, jitter, so something with a jitter might work better because it's starting to kind of look like almost like a sponge paint. So let's just test this out and see what this without anything else looks like. And then put in. So this could be like a good getting down some background texture and color. And then of course you'd probably want to, you know, soften it up in some areas, maybe even add in some new colors in there. So then from there, like I've said, if you're just joining, I am by no means an expert on this. I've only started studying how to make brushes over the last 6 months, and not exclusively, because I'm painting a bunch of other things, but I'm showing what I know we can do in order to try and get this to do things. Let's see what else. You can mess with these things, which will make, you know, the contrast. You can adjust how bright those blotches show up, how subtle they are, how much contrast you're looking at. Also the scale, so you can make it really small, so you're getting a lot of detail. I'm not a fan, but we'll try it out anyways, because why not? Because then you start to see the actual pattern, right? And nobody likes that. So you want your scale to be relatively large, but you don't want it so large that you actually end up, now you lose the pattern altogether, like you're losing the splotches. So probably somewhere around, in this instance, it's like 20%. You could afford to make it more separated for sure. Let's try around 40. I'm gonna clear. Okay. Oh, okay. So again, I don't use brushes, like I don't use them too often, but there are, as you can see, there are definitely brushes I've made to like expedite my process. Like for spring, for example, I have, I need a new one. I have like this brush that you can make a really cute, quick wreath with. And then you can do like, I'm obviously not doing a great job with the colors, but you can, you know, have your little spring wreath with some flowers. It's the same brush, just they do two different things. And these I made myself. Some of these are like, this is a photograph I took and then turned it into a brush. These are like solid flowers with detail on them, so these are also another thing you could add to your, okay, let's not get too far ahead of ourselves here, guys. These you can add to your spring if you wanted. Oh, but it's all in one layer, so ignore me. And that's, I mean, all that is, if you look for at least these two, right? This is just like a lopsided flower I painted with a hole in the middle. It's the same brush here, they're just closer together. These are spaced out. So one will look more like a garland or a wreath, and this one will look more like flowers. Going into this one, let me show you a shape. This shape comes in the source library. So I grabbed that, and then the grain is just a white background. So that's all I have to create this brush. And this brush I've used, for example, to make like a bumblebee. So it's got like a nice texture. It's very cute, kind of whimsical. And so these are amended versions that I've made, and they're slightly different. So these also create like a texture so that you can add, let's do this. So you can add some like highlights and shadows into the actual, I don't know, fuzz on the, on the bee. Yeah, I don't know if the ones that I've made from photographs are great, but they do help create, like, so when you're putting like a concept environment together, right? When you're putting an entire environment together and you're sort of overlaying textures and stuff. So let me real quick put down just some, okay, let's say we were like making some sort of grass and maybe like moss, you know, sort of like that area. So going to these photographs. So here's, I think, like a bush from our front yard. And I definitely could afford to redo this one. This is when I was first trying to figure out how to do, I need lighter, trying to do these things in the first place. So, but already, you know, that's created like a bush. And it'd be very easy to just put that in the background with some, you know, with whatever it is that you're making without much effort, right? You don't have to go in and hand paint everything. You can, however, go in at this point that would make it, you know, like have that personalized touch about it. Then you can go in with like a brush and like be more selective about having some leaves, you know, standing out above the others. But then you're not actually having to like essentially like reinvent the wheel every time you're painting. And I'm sure you could come up with a brush that randomizes this sort of look. Right? So, and all that was, and I'll show you. So into shape. So the shape is this. It's from their source. It's from that source library. I don't have any shapes. It's just something that I picked from here that I thought would look good. And then for the grain, it's a photograph that I inverted. That's it. Photograph of some leaves on a bush in our front yard. Now, I still think I could make this brush significantly better than where it's at now because I understand how to make different things work now than I did before. Here's another one with a photograph. It's probably under green, right? Yeah. So here's another bush that I have in my yard that I took. And so this one, let's put a new layer. So I can get more detail out of it. Let's make it much smaller though. Okay, so already, let's go to properties. So minimum size is way too high, so I'm gonna make the minimum size much smaller. Let's see what we can do with that now. So it's still too big, which is hilarious, but that's fine. Okay. So we want to make this a little there, and then we're going to go into the grain. And the scale is also too large, so we'll make the scale smaller. Okay. And now here we go. And, you know, if you just tap it in here and there, so with this kind of brush, I would actually use a different... So for the shape, I think it would actually be better if I used a soft edge, something like this, or this. So we'll try this. Done. And then I'm going to delete, or not even delete, I'll just clear. Okay, and now this does it much, see how much softer and easier it is to brush it in? It's very subtle compared to before. And I still can afford to take these, let's see, no, let's do movement. Still afford to make it significantly smaller, so I'm going down to 20. And there we go. So if I was doing like moss, and I just wanted to quickly get some texture in there, right? So I've got my moss sort of down, and then I could go in, where is it? I could go in with probably my leather wood. You guys know how much I love leather wood. Using a slightly lighter, maybe more yellow. And then I can paint on top here. And then when I zoom out, you know, let me make it smaller. And then I can smudge it using the leather wood. So, you know, and that's a lot of quick texture with little work. Is it perfect? No, but it does help. I mean, it helps cut out a lot of unnecessary time to try and get a bunch of detail that most likely is going to be viewed from like this far away. And can you imagine if you sat in there and you tried to hand paint all of this in? That would be sad. So, yeah. Fun times. Sorry, I got really excited about it. Like, really excited. I do think this one makes a really, when it's amended, I think this one makes like a good soft sort of, I don't know if I want to call it watercolor. It kind of reminds me a little bit more of like charcoal, smudged charcoal. But I do like that brush, so I'll keep it. And this is from the tutorial that I made earlier today, and I will be posting. So anyways, thanks for going on that journey with me. And now we're back to this. And I'm going to add a bow, and then I think I'm going to call it a night. And let's go back to, we just adopted a cat yesterday, and she has been sleeping this entire live. Like, you are a sleepy Bobo. Let's see. There it is. My brain. And I'm going to attempt. Okay, so here's what it would look like without being amended, which isn't bad. I like that actually. So I may not end up doing much, if anything, to it. So that's what it was. This is the duplicate. So on the duplicate, I like to see how things possibly could be changing color-wise. I forgot to ask, how did the kids get on with her? So far it's been really good. The coordinator, like the adoption coordinator, was like super surprised by how well she was, like right out the gate. There was no hissing, she didn't like scurry away. In fact, when we brought her we started out in our bathroom, and then we opened up our closet, and then now she's able to get into our bathroom, closet, and our bedroom, and she feels comfortable there. So maybe over the next couple days we'll introduce her to the rest of the house, but just doing it like one room at a time. And immediately when she was in the bathroom with us, she just immediately started snuggling in for being pet. And I was like, oh, okay, we're doing this. You're ready. Got it. So she's very sweet. She does hide under the bed a little bit with the kids, but she doesn't like scurry away. She just goes, oh, you guys are here. And then she just slowly meanders her way under the bed. And then she'll come back out once they've like settled down. So, but today she's been sleeping on the bed with me, and I couldn't get her up to stay on the bed yesterday. So it's improvement. What was I doing? Ah, yes. So, yeah, it's been good. She's very, very sweet. She's very mellow. So, yeah. Ew, no. Okay, so that would be cool if we had like let's see what this one would do. Ooh, That'd be fun, just not for this project. But okay, let me go back to my color dynamics and take that out. But okay. Okay, but like first let me try this. Oh yeah. Cool. Okay, I like that much better. She's very cute, and she's, yeah, very uncat-like, yes. Yes, she's super sweet. Oh, that's gonna be so cool. Yes. I have to brush up on my calligraphy. It's been a while. I don't trust myself to actually do well at it. Yeah, no. I am rough, but that's okay. Okay, I did it, guys. We did it. As usual, we did this together. Nope. I forgot to take this part out. Okay, I'm just gonna duplicate it because I love that change in there, and then I'll make sure to take out the color changes. There we go. Alrighty. Well, that was fun, guys. Thank you so much for spending time with me. Sorry I haven't been live much, but my kiddos are tracked out of school. However, they are going back to school on Tuesday. So starting on Tuesday, I'll be able to, get back into the groove and, paint and do more stuff and hang out more. So I'll be excited because I have a long list of like all the things that I want to paint between now and the end of December. So I'm excited. Well, thank you again for hanging out with me. And tomorrow, keep a lookout for this. This literally, once you make the brush, this literally took me less than like 2 minutes, 3 tops to make. So it's fun. Oh, I'll definitely have a good time with the kitty. I'll get all the snuggles in while I can. So yeah. All right, everybody. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening, maybe your afternoon, depending on where you are. Definitely night for some. And take care of yourselves. Make sure that you are meeting your basic needs. Eat, drink, take meds if you got them, rest. And if you have not done one kind thing for yourself today, please be sure to do that. And I'll see you guys real soon.